Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time we're tackling a really thought-provoking book called The Future is Faster Than You Think by Peter Diamandis and Stephen Kotler.
Yeah. And it's all about how converging technologies are going to completely revolutionize pretty much everything.
Absolutely.
And we're going to dive into some of the most mind-blowing bits for you today.
Yeah.
Flying cars, the rise of AI, the power of 3D printing, how the internet is like totally changing entertainment and education.
Right.
And even the quest to like actually extend human lifespan.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Buckle up, everyone, because it's going to be a wild ride.
It really is. You know, one of the things that struck me most about this book is just how it highlights the sheer speed of all these advancements.
Yeah.
It's not even just about the individual technologies themselves, you know?
Right.
It's how they're all like colliding and combining to create this exponential change.
That's really interesting. And the book actually kicks off with a question that really got me thinking too.
Well, what happens when all these seemingly independent technologies like AI and augmented reality actually start to intertwine?
Well, you get a future that arrives way faster than anyone could have possibly imagined. Like, take flying cars, for example.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I mean, for decades, they've been this like epitome of futuristic fantasy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But this book actually argues that they're really on the verge of becoming a reality.
That's amazing.
It is.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's not just theoretical anymore. Like, the book talks about how Uber is planning to launch flying taxis within the next decade.
Wow.
And their goal is to make it actually cheaper than owning a car.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine, like, your morning commute soaring above all the traffic?
Oh, I would love that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like a whole new world of possibilities.
It is.
So what is it that makes it actually feasible now?
Well, it's the convergence of a few key technologies.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about big advancements in battery technology, sensor development, and just the increasingly sophistication of AI. All of that is coming together to make these flying machines actually possible.
So it's not even just like one breakthrough, but it's like a bunch of progress happening all at once.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder, what else could be possible if we keep going down this path of convergence?
It really does. That's precisely what the book explores.
Yeah.
It dives deep into how this is all playing out across a whole range of different fields, from transportation to medicine, manufacturing, even entertainment.
So it's not even just about like cool gadgets and stuff.
No.
It's about how these forces are basically just like reshaping the world around us.
Absolutely. The book makes a pretty compelling case that we're like right on the edge of a period of just insane transformation, and understanding these forces is going to be super key to navigating the future.
Absolutely.
Both personally and professionally.
So let's dig into some of those forces. The book highlights 3 key factors that are accelerating all this change. And it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about like the underlying conditions that are making all this crazy progress even possible.
Yeah, definitely. The first force the book talks about is the abundance of capital that's being poured into all these emerging technologies. I mean, we're talking about venture capital, crowdfunding, even massive government investments in things like space exploration.
It's crazy.
This influx of money is just fueling innovation at a scale we've like never seen before.
So it's almost like we've hit this tipping point where like the financial resources are finally matching up to like the ambition and potential of all these ideas.
Exactly. And this abundance of capital is letting these researchers and entrepreneurs take bigger risks and push the boundaries of what's possible.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about like the average person? How do they benefit from all of this? Yeah. That's where that second force comes in, right? Demonetization.
Exactly. The technologies that used to be like insanely expensive are now becoming drastically cheaper and way more accessible.
I mean, it's true.
Think about it. The smartphone you have in your pocket,
oh my God,
has more computing power than like the supercomputers from just a few decades ago.
It's mind-blowing.
It is. And this democratization of technology is putting these powerful tools in the hands of so many more people than ever before.
Totally. So it's not just scientists in labs anymore. It's like everyday people having access to incredible technology, which like in turn fuels even more innovation and creativity.
Absolutely.
But the book doesn't stop there, does it?
No.
It talks about a third force shaping the future, the rise of what they call genius and collaboration.
Yes. The authors argue that global connectivity is letting brilliant minds connect and collaborate in ways we've never seen before. They actually use this really interesting story of Srinivasa Ramanujan.
Oh, I love that story.
Yeah, he was this self-taught mathematical genius from India.
Yeah, amazing.
And they use his story to kind of illustrate how talent can just emerge from the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
And how just having access to information and being able to collaborate can just amplify that talent so much.
So it's not just about individual brilliance anymore. It's about like the collective intelligence that comes out when people from different backgrounds and different disciplines come together to solve problems.
Exactly. The book really stresses how the most like groundbreaking innovations happen at these intersections between different fields, and having this global network of connected minds is just speeding that process up like crazy.
This is starting to paint a pretty exciting picture of the future.
It is.
We've got these abundant resources, accessible technology, and a whole global network of these brilliant minds all working together. It sounds like the stage is set for some serious disruption across all kinds of industries.
And that's exactly where we're headed next. The book takes a deep dive into how this convergence is revolutionizing everything.
I can't wait.
From retail and entertainment to healthcare and education, no part of society is going to be immune to these changes.
That's what I love about this deep dive.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about like abstract concepts. We're talking about how they can impact like every aspect of our life.
Absolutely.
So are you ready to explore how these forces are like reshaping the world around us?
I am. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because the future is coming at us a lot faster than we think.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we've talked about all these forces driving this insane change, right? Like tons of money being pumped into new tech, the cost of technology going down, making it accessible to more people, and all these super smart people around the world connecting and working together.
Right.
But how does all this stuff actually play out in like the real world?
Yeah, good question.
Let's start with something we all do, shopping. How's this like tech tsunami gonna transform the way we shop?
Oh, get ready for a personalized shopping experience unlike anything you've ever seen.
Okay.
The book talks about AI-powered shopping assistants that learn everything about what you like and then like guide you to exactly what you need. No more wandering around lost in the aisles for hours.
That would be amazing, especially for someone like me who hates spending hours in stores.
Right.
But the book goes even further than that, doesn't it? What about these like cashierless stores that are popping up everywhere?
Yeah, that's right. Like Amazon Go is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
You walk in, grab what you need, and just walk right out.
Wow.
No checkout lines, no fumbling with credit cards or anything.
It's like magic.
Basically, yeah. Sensors and AI track everything you pick up and then automatically charge your account when you leave.
It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
But honestly, beyond just the convenience factor, what does this mean for like the future of retail?
Yeah.
I mean, could this be the end of like brick and mortar stores?
A lot of people are asking that very question.
Yeah.
I don't think physical stores are going away completely.
Okay.
But they're definitely going to have to change to survive, you know? The focus is going to have to shift towards creating these immersive, experience-driven spaces that you just can't replicate online.
That makes sense. And speaking of making stuff, the book also goes into like the whole world of 3D printing.
Yeah, 3D printing is huge.
And its potential to totally revolutionize how we manufacture things.
Oh, absolutely.
Like imagine being able to just print custom-made clothes at home, or create your own personalized products whenever you want.
I know. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
3D printing could make it so anyone can make things, not just big companies.
Right.
And that could disrupt, like, all those traditional supply chains.
So we're talking about a world where you could design and print literally anything you need, just sitting at home on your computer.
That's the idea, yeah. It's like the ultimate DIY.
Wow. But even beyond just personalized products, how else could 3D printing affect our lives?
Well, think about healthcare.
Okay.
We're already seeing 3D printed prosthetic limbs, implants, even like human tissue.
Oh, wow.
As the technology gets better and better, it could like totally revolutionize how we treat people. Personalized medicine could become a reality.
Okay, so we've talked about shopping, making things, but let's not forget about having fun, right?
Of course not.
The book also explores how entertainment's being transformed by all this new technology.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like streaming services like Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, streaming's already changing how we watch movies and shows.
For sure.
But it's not just about having everything on demand, right?
Right.
They're using our data to create like these really personalized recommendations. They're always learning what you like.
Okay.
And then suggest stuff you're probably going to enjoy.
So it's like having a personal entertainment concierge or something.
Exactly, yeah. But the book takes it a step further.
It does.
And talks about how AI could actually be used to create personalized content.
Whoa, okay.
So like imagine AI that can generate movies and shows.
Wow.
That are tailored to like your mood and what you like.
So like interactive stories.
Yeah.
That change based on the choices you make.
Yeah.
Or like movies that adapt to how you're feeling.
Exactly. It's pretty wild.
It's amazing, but also kind of creepy at the same time.
I know, right?
Oh, and speaking of things that blur the lines between like real life and fiction,
yeah,
the book mentions deep fakes.
Oh, yeah, deep fakes.
Have you seen any of those?
I have. They're crazy.
They're so realistic.
They're AI-generated videos that are almost impossible to tell apart from real footage.
I know.
It's amazing, but obviously there are some serious concerns, right?
Yeah, like what about misinformation?
Yeah.
People using them to spread lies and stuff.
Exactly, and manipulation. But they also have some really interesting possibilities in the entertainment world.
What kind of possibilities?
Well, imagine being able to create new movies starring actors who've passed away.
Right.
Or letting viewers, like, put themselves into their favorite films.
Okay, that one I would definitely sign up for.
Right.
But okay, let's change gears a bit and talk about education.
Okay.
How's technology changing the way we learn?
Well, the book paints this picture of a future where learning is personalized.
Okay.
It's immersive, and anyone can access it no matter where they are.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like virtual reality and augmented reality could be used to create these incredible learning experiences.
Yeah, I could see that.
You could explore ancient ruins.
Oh, cool.
Dissect a frog without actually harming any animals, that kind of thing.
So it's like taking field trips without ever having to leave the classroom. Exactly. And actually, the book mentions a really inspiring example of this in action.
Oh, yeah.
The story of those kids in Ethiopia.
Oh, I remember that one.
Who taught themselves how to use Android tablets in just a few days.
It's an amazing story. It shows how powerful technology can be for giving everyone access to education. Imagine a world where everyone, no matter where they come from or their background, can access great educational resources and learn at their own pace.
That's a powerful vision. Okay, so we've covered shopping, entertainment, education. But there's one more area we have to talk about. Healthcare.
Right.
This is where technology really has the potential to make a huge difference.
I completely agree.
So what does the book have to say about the future of healthcare?
Well, it talks about how AI is going to help us discover new drugs much faster, make treatments more personalized, and even extend how long we live.
Really?
Like, imagine a world where your doctor can use your genes to figure out if you're at risk for certain diseases, and then recommend ways to prevent those diseases that are specifically designed for you.
It's like having a crystal ball for your health.
It is, kind of. And the book also mentions this concept called longevity escape velocity.
What's that?
It's the idea that we might be able to use technology to, like, outrun aging.
Oh, wow. So we could live way longer.
Exactly. It's definitely still pretty speculative.
Yeah.
But scientists are making some incredible progress in fields like gene editing and regenerative medicine.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So who knows? Maybe one day we'll be able to live much longer, healthier lives than we ever thought possible.
That would be incredible. But it can't all be good news, right? I mean, the book also talks about how all this rapid technological progress could have some downsides too.
Of course, yeah. We need to be aware of the potential for things like people losing their jobs as AI and automation become more common.
Right.
There are also concerns about data privacy and the possibility that these technologies could be used for bad things.
Or that they might make existing inequalities even worse.
Exactly. So it's not enough to just get excited about all the cool new gadgets and stuff. We also need to be careful and responsible about how we use them.
Yeah, we need to make sure that technology serves us, not the other way around.
Absolutely. The book stresses how important it is to use technology ethically and make sure that everyone benefits from it, not just a small group of people.
It's definitely a lot to think about. But one thing's for sure, the future is going to be incredibly exciting and maybe a little bit scary too.
Yeah, I agree.
So how do we even begin to wrap our heads around all of this?
Well, that's where the book's main message comes in.
Okay.
The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create. We have the power to choose what direction these advancements go in and make sure they lead to a better world for everyone.
That's what I love about this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding all this cool technology. It's about realizing that we actually have a role to play in shaping the future.
Exactly.
So what does all this mean for you, our listener? How do you see yourself fitting into this rapidly changing world? You know, it's almost overwhelming to think about all the ways technology is changing, well, everything.
Yeah, it really is.
But as we wrap up this deep dive into the future is faster than you think, I want to focus on what it all means for like you, the listener.
Right. You know, the book really hits hard on the point that we're not just like watching all this happen.
Yeah.
We actually have a choice to be swept along by this wave or actually like shape the future that we want.
It's like we're at this fork in the road, right?
Yeah.
On one side, you've got all these advancements that could help solve some of humanity's biggest problems, like poverty, disease, climate change.
Right.
But then on the other side, there's this risk of these technologies making those problems worse, leading to job losses, all these ethical dilemmas that honestly we're not prepared for.
It's true. And that's why this book is so important. It's really a call to action, you know, urging us to really engage with these issues and start thinking critically about how we can use these tools for good.
So it's not just about being good with technology.
Yeah.
It's about becoming, as the book calls it, future literate.
Yeah, that's a great term.
Understanding like all the trends, the forces at work, all the possible consequences, good and bad, so that we can make informed choices about the future.
Exactly. And no one can do it alone.
Yeah, it takes everyone.
It takes collaboration, open conversations, and a willingness to challenge our own ideas about what's possible.
Totally. And the book makes a good point.
Yeah.
The future could be abundant.
Right.
But it's up to us to make sure that everyone benefits.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious, what are your hopes and fears about the future?
Well,
what kind of world do you want to see come out of all this change?
The book doesn't ignore the potential downsides of all this, but it also has this feeling of optimism, reminding us that we can steer this in a good direction.
Okay.
It's about making smart choices, setting ethical boundaries, and making sure that everyone benefits from these innovations.
So the book leaves us with this really big question. Will we use this power wisely? It's a question we should all be asking ourselves.
We should, definitely.
So if you're feeling like inspired or maybe a little overwhelmed by all this, I definitely recommend checking out The Future is Faster Than You Think.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's thought-provoking and hopeful, and it gives you the knowledge you need to navigate this exciting and sometimes scary world ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you're exploring all this, keep asking questions, challenge the status quo, and talk to people about the kind of future you want to see.
Because remember, the future isn't something that just happens to us.
Right.
It's something we create together. Every decision we make, every action we take shapes the future for all of us.
That's so true.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious and keep your eyes on the horizon.